Okay, to find out where we're going, we got these newfangled tricks. I've got this GPS. The thing works perfectly good as long as you're not straight down behind the mountain outside of the satellite. Anywhere else mostly in the open, it'll work under trees, but mostly in the open it works real good. It will tell you exactly the spot that you're in, and that comes in handy because if you're lost, you definitely want some way to find your way out. I also carry a couple of compasses because if the batteries goes out in this GPS, the batteries won't go out in this compass. This compass will always point to the north, and it's a very handy one. That one is for a map reading compass. Okay, I got a cell phone, and when you're way out in the woods, and you need help, the best way to do it is call 911. That's the only way. You know, sometimes if you're out there alone and there's no one else around, you can't call 911 without your cell phone. So nowadays, a cell phone don't weigh anything. Carry that cell phone with you for emergency situations, or just to call home and let somebody know that you're okay. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about fire making here. I got fire making supplies of all kinds that I carry with me. I have tinder, obviously. I got cord for my bow drill if I happen to have to use it. I also carry matches. I carry plenty of char cloth inside that little tin, and I also have a magnifying glass inside that tin. You can take that magnifying glass and when the sun's shining, and you can make a fire with char cloth in about a second or less. You can get that coal to going very easy. These bow drills and hand drills and things that you see me use, and I'm coming up with a video about how to make it with a hand drill. They're last ditch efforts. Don't depend on you being able to do this unless you practice, because you can practice and still never make a fire with a bow drill, hand drill, or any of these other things that you see me do. Like I say, I've got plenty of these things. I've got my flint and steel striker inside this. That's the Mountain Man striker. I carry a candle with me. And this other nice little magnesium fire starter I've got in here somewhere. Magnesium fire starter, that alone will save your life. All you have to have is a piece of steel to scratch against this striker to start that magnesium that you scraped off the side of it. You've seen in one of my videos where I've done that. So I also carry that little knife with me in my pack that my wife bought me for Christmas. It's a very handy little tool. It's got that striker on it. I'll show you that. Of course, you'll have to be lighting some kind of tinder, magnesium, char cloth or something to catch your spark. Carry that with me. Various types. I've got this little bearing block here, or this little bearing. And that is for my bow drill revolution. Instead of having a chunk of wood or a rock on top of my spindle, I stick that bearing on top of it, and I don't have any friction at the top. One of my last ditch effort things. I also carry a ball of jute. It's just real rough twine, and you can use it for tying most anything up, making your shelter. And I also use it for fire making purposes to make my little bitty bird's nest to get my fire going. Really good stuff. Doesn't weigh hardly anything. I carry parachute cord, invaluable for all sorts of things in the woods. Carry a little bit stouter cord for making the shelter very strong. I carry snares. This obviously is for emergency food catching. These are self-locking snares that I have went to the hardware store and purchased the materials to make these snares. I carry probably a half a dozen of them there, and that's about what you probably want to put out in a night on some trails trying to catch you some food to eat. Now I've covered most everything that I carry in there except this one thing. And let me tell you one more thing about your emergency, your medical stuff. If you're going to be on a hike somewhere and you happen to get hung up in the woods and you're diabetic, make sure that you have your diabetic supplies with you. If you take any high blood pressure medicine, any kind of medicines that you take on a daily basis, make sure that you have those things in a good supply so that if you do get hurt, if you do get lost, you will at least have your medications. And last but not least, in my kit, some people ask me, why do you carry a book? I have several books on survival, but this is the one I've got in my pack. It's called How to Stay Alive in the Woods. The reason I carry these books with me, that extra weight, you could use the pages to make a fire with if you needed to, just for kindling to make a fire. And believe you me, if I had to, I'd burn that whole book just to get the fire going. The reason I carry it actually is if you get lost and you know that you're not going to make it out of the woods, the first thing you do is panic. Okay, your panic sets in. You're lost, you know you're lost. And a sickening feeling will come into your guts. And first thing you want to do is you want to settle down. Read something. You want to do something. You pray if you need to, if you want to. That's a good thing to do. But I've got this book so that I can read. I can't think of everything that can happen to me in the woods or all of my needs if I'm out there for a long period of time. So take a book with you so that you can look at what somebody else has wrote down. It's easy to do. You read the book, and some of the things in here will help you out when you're lost and save your life maybe. So, yeah, I carry a book, How to Stay Alive in the Woods. Okay, folks, I showed you everything I carry in my survival pack. I really appreciate you guys out there who watch my videos, and I hope you learned something from them. If you have any questions, you can email me at m56@hotmail.com. And that's another tip from your Bland County Survivor Man. Have a nice day.